if it works, it likes.
BC, we're live.
Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon. Sorry about that. I was listening to the wrong stream. That's the deal.
I thought maybe you're stroking out or something. I was like, dude,
No, I could see.
What are you doing over here?
I was listening. I was listening to the Facebook playback, which is about 15 seconds
Oh,
behind.
you're sitting here like,
What? Yeah. Oh, all right. Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon. Welcome to this version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. This is the July 16th version. It's just Kyle and I in the studio today, which you never know where that's going to go. And the radical man Gabe in the control room. So, how are you, man?
I'm good. It's it's second Monday.
Yeah.
First Monday's already passed.
I just call them Tuesdays.
Yeah. It always feels like there's only one good day of the week.
That's Friday.
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, because you're far enough away from Monday that, you know, I don't know. Most of the year I don't feel like there really is a weekend, you know, with games happening.
Yeah.
But this time of year, though, until Shrine, there's weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Speaking of that, we're 11 days away from a very important day, my birthday.
Oh, that's right. Well,
which
hey,
is also a Shrine.
well, you know what's funny is that also is Tanya and I's anniversary.
The same day?
Yes.
Holy mackerel. Last year, Shrine was the day after my birthday, I think.
I can't remember.
It was on the 28th, I think, last year.
Yeah, so it's not much of an anniversary for the two of us, or a birthday for you.
I mean,
It's
I don't need to disclose how old I am, but it's one of those ones that don't matter. You can probably guess how old I am.
Yeah, you're older than dirt.
I feel like it some days.
Yeah.
But I don't feel old.
I guess, what does that mean? It means that I'm like, it's been 44 years since I graduated from high school.
Yeah. So how old am I going to be?
That age. You were born the same year
45.
I was. 45.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But the crazy thing is I was like one of the younger people in my class. I graduated at 17. I didn't turn 18 until July after I graduated.
So, when did you graduate? 97?
Yeah.
When you graduated?
Yep.
Yeah.
Class of 97.
Yeah.
Yep, 17. And I mean, so there's some days, like especially when I was younger, where I wish my mom would have not put me in school and waited a year. Because, I mean, sports-wise, just being a year older and more mature would have been.
Well, generally boys, you know, I mean, they are at that age, when they're 5 years old, they're behind girls in their maturity, you know. And so then normally boys that are held back for a year from going into kindergarten do really well down the road, you know.
I want to say I wasn't held back. I was jumped ahead.
Right.
Because my 5th and 6th grade year in California, like when I was a kid, if you were talented and gifted, 5th and 6th grade was combined.
Oh, so they pushed you, skipped a grade, kind of.
Yeah. My 5th and 6th grade was crammed into.
So then, as a 5th grader.
Yeah.
Excuse me. As a 5-year-old, you were the same age as the other kindergartners.
I think so. I think that's how it was.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah. No. So then So then your senior year in high, did you graduate before you were 18?
Yeah. Yeah.
How?
I didn't turn 18 till July.
Huh.
Yeah. I was one of the. Now there was people younger than me in my class, a few, but there was also my buddy Jake. He was a grade below me and older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Tanya was that way too. She graduated from high school and then didn't turn 18 until September.
So she's even younger than me for her class.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of fires going on in Oregon right now. Well, 4 of them, 4 big ones. I put together a little information for the viewers on the fires that are going on. Just a quick little synopsis on each fire. The Larch Creek Fire is in Wasco County, and it's just east of the Mount Hood National Forest. Right now it's at 18,486 acres, believed to be human-caused. It started on July 9th, and it's 11% contained. The second fire, the Falls Fire, is in Harney County, about 15 miles northwest of Burns in the Malheur National Forest. It's 64,000 acres. It's believed to be human-caused as well. It started on July 10th, and it's 0% containment. The Lone Rock Fire in Gilliam County, near the border of Morrow County, is 51,000 acres. Unknown cause, and it began on July 13th, and it's 0% contained. Actually, I think there is the Salt Creek Fire as well in Jackson County, about 20 miles northeast of Medford, and it's 4,000 acres, believed to be human caused. Started July 7th, and it's 58% contained, which is considered the mop-up phase. 3 out of 4 of those. One of them they don't know. 3 out of 4 human caused. I mean, that's
right.
It's either human caused or lightning in Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one or the other, pretty much all the time, right? I don't. Is there any other? I mean, I guess there are some other ways that fires can start, but I mean, that's the majority of fires is lightning.
Yeah. I was really, when I did that interview with Paul on the EO Talks not too long ago, Paul Anders, the commissioner.
Yeah.
Because I'm not surprised, but when there is a fire in national or wilderness areas, they don't fight them. They just
let them burn.
They let them burn. Yeah.
I mean, some fires that's necessary, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, and that is the argument. The argument is that that's natural thinning that needs to go on. You know.
Right. Yeah, if humans didn't intervene, it would naturally thin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah.
It's that fire's scary, man.
It is.
Fire freaks me
But when
out.
you think about that, being in a national wilderness area, how immense a fire could be. I mean, it could just get huge. You know?
Right. We had a lot of smoke in town yesterday. It was very smoky.
Yeah.
What's the closest you've ever been to a wildfire?
Probably the ones that have been around here.
Oh,
Not,
okay.
yeah, you know, I mean, so no, not very.
When I was in college down in California, I lived up the Cajon Pass, but I went to school down the Cajon Pass in Riverside.
Okay.
Well, the Cajon Pass was on fire, and for a few weeks I had to drive the freeway down to school, and you were literally close enough to the fire that you could feel the heat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is that the Cajon? Is that the?
That was the big one.
Is that the one that firefighters died in?
Yeah, it was a huge fire.
There was 10 or 12 firefighters that died in a California fire, but it might have been between, if you were in high school, it seems like.
No, I was in college.
Okay.
I think it was like 90.
Yeah.
I want to say 98 or 99, right around there. But it was huge. I mean, those fires in California, it's so dry, like especially right there on the edge of the high desert. Like and you have so much open, woods and stuff to burn. It's crazy. Yeah. They start and then it made its way like all the way close to Big Bear. I mean, because Big Bear is right, off to it was up. If you were at the Blockbuster Pavilion, which is in San Bernardino, but it's on the Cajon Pass, it's a big outdoor music arena, kind of like the Gorge. You could see the fire like clearly because I worked at Blockbuster Pavilion when I was in college.
Right. It's probably not called Blockbuster Pavilion anymore.
Probably not because but that's what it used to be.
Right. No, I mean, no, it was just funny. I mean, Blockbuster, they were enormous.
We're sitting in Blockbuster right now.
I know. There is one Blockbuster store, I think, in Bend. Still.
Is there?
Yeah, that's still, I mean, they made a movie about it a few years ago. I don't know if it's still there or not. But
at one time we had 4 movie stores in this town.
Yeah.
4. You had 4th Street Video right across the street. You had here. You had the one where Soda Blitz is now, and then you had one out in Island City.
Well, and Blockbuster was here.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying? Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah.
And Blockbuster was out there in Island City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We had 4. Did we have 2 Blockbusters at the same time, or did it move?
I think it moved.
Yeah,
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't, but...
But my mom, when we first moved here, my mom worked at 4th Street Video. Yeah. So the cool thing about having a mom back in the days that worked at the video store is the new movies come out as screening copies, and it would say, screening copy, do not duplicate, do not, and the movie stores would get them like 2 or 3 weeks before the movie came out on VHS, and moms always brought them home, so we got to see the new movies a couple of weeks before everybody else.
Boy, I tell you, just the way that, I mean, we're sounding very old, the way that it has changed. Redbox was huge for, I
used to frequent the Redbox.
Right, yeah. So as soon as the stores went down, part of their demise was the Redbox kiosks,
Yeah.
And part of that was still that the movies controlled, and they still do. They've, very tightly control when that movie is released.
Oh, yeah, of course, yes.
Well, and so then it used to be that's the Redbox was the only place where you could get those. But now that everything is streaming, they just they skip right over.
Netflix was the original Redbox, though.
They were.
Yeah, you get your little DVD in the mail.
But I remember, I never did get movies from Redbox or from Netflix in the mail.
I did.
But what a brilliant! Clearly, Netflix clearly has done a really good job at shifting technologies.
Oh yeah, it's completely changed
over the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. They knew that it had to go to a streaming platform.
Right, and they were the first ones to you can get the disc or you can watch it online,
right.
And then they became something much more significant. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. Do they still have red boxes?
I don't know. I think there is.
People still watch DVDs.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I watched.
Well, it still is the cheapest way to watch a movie. But I finally got to the point where it's like, okay, because you can get you could get a Redbox movie for, I don't know, $3 or $4.
Yeah.
$2 or $3.
Oh, and there was promo codes all the time.
Yeah, $2 or $3, and now you can rent that same movie by just staying on your couch for
whatever,
$4 or $5. Yeah.
Or you can go to a site where it's pirated.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I don't do that.
Pirate sites?
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah. Part of it is I had somebody come to our house and they're like, "Hey, we got this movie that we can watch that was pirated," and the audio was
terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
A lot of the ones that they pirate are still in theaters,
right?
And they record them. They bring a sneaker camera in there with them.
But I was surprised at the video quality. It's like, well, that's pretty good quality, but it's like the audio was just
because they're recording the sound coming out of the speakers in the theater.
Yeah. And as you know, I'm pretty picky. We're pretty picky about how it sounds.
Yeah.
And in a movie, that's half the experience right there.
Oh yeah, I like the good surround sound and bass and
Yeah.
OMSI was cool for that. The Michael Jackson experience I think it's at Disneyland, right? Yeah.
Oh, I think I'd had
that was crazy, the sound in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been what Kyron was 5 or 6, so that's got to have been.
I don't think I did see that.
Last time I went to Disneyland was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids were 8, so it was 10 years ago. My kids were 8, 10, and 6. Yeah, I think right around there. It was Kyron's birthday. It was spring break of some year, and we took all 3 of the kids to Disneyland. Boy, that was a trip right there.
If you haven't, we talked about this before, but if you haven't seen on Netflix, there's one called The Making of We Are the World.
No, but we've talked about it.
Yeah, and that is really worthwhile. I saw an interview not too long ago of Lionel Richie talking about that film, and it reminded me of how interesting that was. What a monumental. One of the things that would happen, it was really, so all these people, all these stars, 30 or 40 of them, all these musicians are in the same place, and somebody says, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And so right in the middle of the recording session, there's this gigantic disruption because they're all asking for each other's autographs.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyhow. Well, you want to do sports?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Buffalo Peak Golf Course. Right out here in Union, take the Union Highway, go through town, take a left, go up the hill. You'll find the 18-hole link-style golf course. Dana and his team, as you can see, look how beautiful it is out there right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Whose dog is that?
That's the guy who takes care of all the irrigation system.
Oh.
I think the dog's name is Daisy.
Okay.
But I don't remember for sure. But that's the guy who, and I can't ever remember that guy's name either, and I know him. But they do a great job out there, Dana and his team. Buffalo Peak, just in the last 5 years alone, has grown substantially, and there's tournaments coming. You know, they have the Oregon Youth Tournament there. They've won awards. Like I said, Dana and his team, they do a great job. Buffalo Peak Golf Course, meet me at the Peak. We had 6 LeGrand girl wrestlers make the long train ride to Fargo for Junior Nationals. While we ended up with no placers, I'm sure these young ladies had a great time. Have a look. Girls wrestling is the real deal here in LeGrand, man. I mean, it's grown substantially, and I mean, just congratulations to all 6 of these girls. Like they even though they didn't place, it's still just a major thing as this sport is growing rapidly in the United States, and we are well represented here in the Valley. Big thank you to all the parents that I messaged for the pictures and the video. And we look forward to, big things coming from LeGrand Wrestling as they had a huge year this year, and it's exciting. It really is. Oregon Lightning played 4 games in the state 18A tournament before losing in the consolation round. They ended up playing in 5 tournaments this season, ending with a 25-5 record. That's a pretty good record. That's a pretty good season for the 18U traveling softball team out of Union County. It's pretty awesome. That photo was courtesy of LeGrand Softball's Facebook page. The Union County Little League 10U softball team won 10-0 over Klamath Falls over the weekends. They play today at 6 with a chance to make regionals as well and join the 12U team as the Oregon representatives for their age group. That photo was courtesy of Union County Little League. The 12U state champion Union County Little League softball team will hit the road for San Bernardino and the Western Regionals tomorrow at 1 p.m. They are asking the community to come cheer them on as they make their way from the local to Max Square through town as they're heading out. They want you to just come and cheer and support these girls, and it's super exciting. And it's the most exciting sports trip of these young ladies' lives for sure. I mean, they got to be stoked right now. That picture's courtesy of Union County Little League as well. Shrine 2024 is 11 days away, and we are preparing last call, really, for advertising. If you're interested, email us, office@eoalive.tv, or message us right here on Facebook. Cade's Courage, let's talk about that real fast. The QR code will take you to a link to a GoFundMe for the McKinley family. Cade's a 3-sport sophomore now, athlete at LeGrand High School. He's battling a rare form of Ewing sarcoma cancer, and he's a trooper, man, and they need our support, the family. They got a long haul in front of them. If you'd like to donate to the GoFundMe, there's the QR code. If you're not a GoFundMe person, there's an account set up at U.S. Bank right here in LeGrand under the name Cade's Courage or the McKinley family. AM Sports Report brought to you by Buffalo Peak Golf Course. Meet me at the peak.
All right. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, another day, another sports report.
Yeah.
Not too much going on in the sports world, but enough to, it's exciting. I like to see can you imagine being a 12-year-old and getting to go to, that big complex in San Bernardino and play other states for a chance to go to the Little League World Series?
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're one tournament away.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking to one of the dads, Gibb, the other day, and he was just telling me how they got heart. They have, which is a different term for sports that a lot of people don't understand. You know, that determination of that is, it's beyond reason. So. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're still. I was talking about on the sports show the other day. I was saying, at like a higher level, the coaches and the players would know, that they'd won the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're innocent enough that they don't. And Gibb said, well, the scoreboard was broken. And my thoughts on that is still, like, when I was, in college or high school, I didn't need a scoreboard to know what the score was. You know what I mean? It's just, there's some innocence to being 12. That's awesome. Yeah. And it's just like that. It's that wholesome innocence that I really enjoyed. Like, it's like they're still young enough that they're not super, you know what I mean? There might have been a few girls that knew the score, but most of, they're playing softball. They're out there having fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the joy of it all is especially as a fan and somebody who's watching, is like these girls, they're 12.
Yeah.
They aren't at that point in life where it's, heart completely devastating if they lose.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I love it. I think it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look outside.
Let's do it. It's going to get hot.
Yep. It's going to be warm today.
Burning.
Yeah. What's our? Let's take a look at that weather graphic.
Oh.
So up to 98 today.
And then it's going to drop down.
Drop down, yeah, and then Thursday, Friday, over the weekend, it's going to be scorching again.
A scorcher.
Yeah.
105 on Sunday. 105, and it's today or tomorrow there's a 14% chance of rain, right?
Yeah, go back to that graphic for just a sec, Gabe. Yeah, so we could see some moisture tomorrow sometime. We'll see.
Wow.
That would be a welcomed relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though when it's this hot, rain doesn't really stay.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the farmers the other day and asked him how it's going. And they had a lot of moisture early on, but he said when it gets dry so quick that some of the crops don't finish as well. So in other words, you know, because they all dry out right before they're harvested. Or
Right.
cut,
You
know.
want them to.
Right. Yeah. But anyhow, I don't know exactly what that means. But it's been a good season, but it just got hot and dry really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not a farmer.
I got some would you rather or this or that for you today.
Okay.
Would you rather? All right, let's hit you with this one, BC. Would you rather have everyone be able to read your thoughts or everyone have access to your internet history? I'd rather they have access to my internet.
Yeah,
history.
I think so.
I don't want people in my head.
Right. Yeah, I think that. Well, because you kind of
Like, go ahead. I don't care.
No,
Look at my
well,
internet
yeah, because
history.
your thoughts are clearly your thoughts are way more personal than anything else in your life.
And sometimes you can't control them.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you just hope to control the wire that goes from your thoughts to
Well,
your tongue.
and you know the thing about your thoughts, you know, other than the obvious part that people would think about is the negative thoughts that you have towards somebody. When
or
you,
towards yourself or towards any, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's like, you know, I mean, somebody says something absurd, and even if they're a friend, you want to, in your
Guy's
head,
a
it's like, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be no good.
Yeah.
Would you rather wear a tuxedo every single day or a bathing suit every single day for the rest of your life?
A tuxedo or a bathing suit?
I'm wearing a bathing suit.
I
Ain't
think probably
no way
so.
I'm
I
wearing
think
a
a bathing
tux
suit
every
for
day.
me too, yeah.
Tuxes are the worst, man.
Yeah.
They're so uncomfortable and so
Well, and again,
hot.
it's the heat. Part of that is
Yeah,
the
me
heat.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tolerate the heat less than I tolerate the cold.
I like the heat, but I don't like being like hot. You know
Well,
what I mean?
when
Like,
you're hot, you can take clothes off, or when you're cold, you can put stuff on.
Yep.
You know,
I agree.
when you're hot, you can't get away.
Would
from
you
it.
rather be unable to use search engines or unable to use social media for the rest of your life?
Social media?
Really? Yeah, search engines are pretty dang important, especially now. Which is crazy because when we, growing up, I mean, my search engine was a dang dictionary, an encyclopedia, the library.
What's crazy about that is who would have ever thought that search engines would become biased? You know, I mean, there is a.
I didn't know that they are.
Yeah, that's part of the whole. Yeah.
I don't really pay that close.
Yeah,
attention.
no, it's like, yeah, I mean, they are. I mean, so then, and that's part of the whole censorship conversation with Twitter and Facebook and Google and all of them is that, I mean, it's kind of like COVID, for instance, okay? So during COVID, the negative voices, the voices that said, we don't need to vaccinate or we don't need to do that, I mean, there's like really hard evidence that those searches were, I mean, they were biased against you finding the results that you wanted. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Would you rather erase your own memories or erase someone else's, and you get to choose the person memories of you?
Say it again.
Would you rather erase your own memories
Uh-huh.
or erase someone else's memories of you?
Wow, I have no idea.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I would say probably somebody else's memories.
Of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather give up traveling or celebrating holidays?
I'd give up celebrating holidays. I mean, although I haven't had a chance to travel.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't travel much, so
Yeah, but
I don't even really know. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably right now. I wouldn't really.
but holidays are, the reason I like holidays is because you can see family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Would you rather sell all of your possessions or sell one of your organs?
Holy
I'm
smokes.
selling all my stuff, man. Stuff
Yeah.
ain't that important to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends on which organ.
You get to choose. But it has to be an organ.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to be a
I'd probably
kidney,
get rid
right?
of my possessions. Yeah. Yep.
Would you rather lose your long-term memory or your short-term memory?
Long term.
You would?
Yeah. I mean, only because short term is right, like right now. You know what I mean? The relationships that you have with people right now.
I feel like my short-term memory kind of already sucks.
Already sucks?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like I don't know, there's some days like I'll meet somebody and the next day I won't know their name.
You know what's super interesting is and when you have people that have dementia, you know, I mean, and their short-term stuff, many of those folks, their short-term is like totally gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can't even communicate. I mean, depending on how severe.
I lived it.
Yeah,
I was my grandma's caretaker when she
was. But if you put music on, they'll sing the words of the song of every, you know.
Yeah, that they know,
Yeah.
Or they'll say something that happened in their childhood.
Right, yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is super, yeah.
Would you rather be asked the same question over and over again or never be spoken to again? So it's either anytime anybody talks to you, they're asking you the same question, or nobody ever talks to you again.
I'd take the same question over and over again.
Not me. No way. No way.
Well, are you talking about never be spoken to from anybody from that person?
Yeah, no. And then everybody that talks to you asks you the same question over and over again.
Oh wait, so everybody asks you the same question over and over again?
It's the only thing you hear for the rest of your life. The same question over and over.
Oh yeah, well I say then never be spoken to.
I'm going mute. Like don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
Would you rather go back to age 5 with everything you know now, or know now everything your future self will learn? So you either go back to age 5 with everything you know now,
okay,
or know everything now that your future self will learn.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
I'm going back.
Taking your knowledge back, or taking your knowledge.
Yeah, taking it back to when you were 5, or knowing
taking
everything that you would learn moving forward.
Yeah, I'm probably going back.
Yeah, me too, 100%. Would you rather be reincarnated as a fly, or just stop existing once you die?
That's a weird question.
Yeah. So you could either, die, go to heaven, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you have the opportunity to come back as a fly. Flies only live 24 hours.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd probably try.
I'd probably come back as a fly.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that old joke where the guy gets accidentally taken to heaven and he's not supposed to be there, and he says, "Well, you can go back however you want." And he says, "Well, I want to be a stud, in Montana." And God says, "Okay," and he ends up being a stud on a tire.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Would you rather be hunted by a serial killer or by the police for a crime you didn't commit?
I'd probably take the serial killer.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think you got a better chance?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Against a serial killer?
I guess if you knew who...
Hey, one of them ends in arrest, the other one ends in death.
Right.
I'm taking the cops.
Or maybe maybe it doesn't end. Maybe you end him.
Yeah, but I mean, serial killers, they're not called serial killers because they only killed one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they have a little bit of experience. I'm taking the cops, man. No way. You know how freaky that'd be if you knew a serial killer was after you?
That was after you? Yeah.
Oh, you'd be on edge all the time. All the time.
But it's funny. I mean, the thing about it is that most of the time serial killers, they succeed because the people don't know. They don't know that they're being targeted.
And usually they target weak people too.
Right. Yeah.
Easy targets.
Yeah.
They don't go after. Would you rather talk like Yoda forever or breathe like Darth Vader? I'm talking like Yoda.
Are you? Yeah, I think that would be it.
Could you imagine just hearing that all day, every day? I couldn't do it. No.
You know who did Darth Vader's voice he's that famous black James Earl Jones. Yeah. I don't think he did the breathing part, but he certainly did the voice. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right, here's a good one. So for the rest of your life, and you can only buy used underwear or used toothbrushes, one or the other. Which one? And you can't use new ones.
Oh, probably used toothbrushes.
BC. I don't know.
Used underwear?
They would both suck. that would be,
That's an awful question.
That is an awful question. Like,
The thing about it is you could go without brushing your teeth.
you can go without underwear too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather go without underwear than without brushing my teeth. Most people wouldn't know that you didn't have underwear on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you didn't brush your teeth, it'd get pretty bad eventually. Would you rather watch nothing but Hallmark Christmas movies or nothing but horror movies for the rest of your life?
Hallmark. Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
I don't like horror movies
I've never.
either.
You do like horror movies?
I don't.
I don't either. It's never been
don't
a
like
genre
horror
that's
movies
like,
at
oh, that
all.
is so. Yeah.
I
I mean, I remember the very first time in a movie I saw, and it wasn't even a horror movie. I saw somebody's arms get cut off, and it's like, that is just too much for me. Now, now you see that all the time, depending on, it's just a part
I
of
do
action
like
movies.
psychological thrillers though.
Yeah.
Like movies like Silence of the Lambs. Gabe and I were talking about it today. There's a movie that just came out in Portland, or that was filmed in Portland with Nicolas Cage. That's about a serial killer, actually. Yeah. And I like those kind of movies, but I don't like movies like The Shining and Nightmare on Elm Street. Those just ruined it.
See, I've never seen The Shining.
Oh gosh,
But
it's creepy, dude.
but like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street
just
and all those,
creepy.
like, that's not.
And they're so far fetched.
Right.
It's like why does the person running always fall?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like so corny too.
Right.
But at the same time, there are some that are really scary. Like Saw,
Yeah.
the very first Saw that came out.
Yeah.
That movie was freaky.
Yeah.
Like
See,
when, do you want to play a game? And he's actually in the room laying there the whole time. It's
and Final Destination.
I don't like 'em.
See, I'm not of those. I did watch Silence of the Lambs, and that was a tremendous movie.
I like those.
Yeah.
Those are
That was
psychological though, thrillers.
That was and it was so Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, so
he wasn't
good.
very well known before then. I mean, that just launched his career.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
That whole series is good. There's the Red Dragon. There's
I tell you what, the part that, the part at the end of that movie where, that encounter with Jodie Foster and him, and it's totally dark. He has night vision glasses, and he doesn't. I mean, it's like, that is like, you don't expect that coming. That is like
Yeah, there's some
that
movies,
movie's
though.
really well done. Yeah.
There's some movies though that have just ruined horror movies. For me. Like there was this movie when I was a kid. There was these movies called Faces of Death, and every once in a while, like Blockbuster would have them or whatever, and they were actual
snuff films. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not people getting murdered per se, but like some of them, but like suicides and people getting hit by trains caught on tape, and they made these videos called Faces of Death and released them. They were wild, man.
Yeah.
I looked at one time with a bunch of buddies, never again.
So
for me.
Have there been any really good movies that you only watched once? I mean, there's a couple of them that I've
only watched once.
Yeah. So let me give you an example. I watched Schindler's List.
I've only watched that once. It's a
one
good
time.
movie.
Yeah.
It's a good
Because
movie.
it was like, it was super good, but it's like, okay, that's enough.
The Island I've only seen once.
Yeah.
Or Castaway, not The Island. And The Island too. The Island was a good movie. 8 Mile, or what's the one with Tom Hanks where he's in prison? Shawshank Redemption. I've only seen that once.
I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, there's
But
a
Tom
handful.
Hanks is in Shawshank Redemption?
I don't know. Is he? Who's
No,
in
I don't think
Shawshank
Tom.
Redemption?
No, Morgan Freeman and who's in that movie? But anyhow.
I haven't seen it in so long. Oh, yeah, I get that guy mixed up with Tom Hanks. What's his name? The main guy, and come on. What's his name? The main guy.
What's his name?
Tim
Gabe?
Robbins. Tim Robbins. I get
yeah.
him mixed up with
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I mean, and Saving Private Ryan.
Only
Again,
seen it once.
Yeah, it's another one of those movies like unbelievable, but once.
But those
is
aren't
enough.
really my like genre of movies that I really like. So like I wouldn't consider it one of my top movies.
It's funny. Both of those are. I mean, I think those are both produced by Spielberg.
Probably.
Both, Yeah, I know they are. Now that
I
think about it, yeah.
I like sports movies, I like comedies, and I like documentaries. That's my, like 3 that I really like to watch.
Yeah.
But like comedies, man, like I can sit there and watch like movies like Friday or Basketball like over and over.
Do you ever watch? Do you ever watch animation kid movies?
Oh well, yeah, I have.
Well, I know, but I mean, as adults, do you ever watch kid movies?
With my kids.
Yeah.
When they were little, yeah.
Yeah. Tanya and I watched the Minions the other day. I mean, just us. The kids weren't. It was
No,
just yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
So.
But I have seen Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah.
The movie.
Right.
Probably 500 times.
Right. Yeah.
With Kelly,
Those. Right.
with
Those.
my brother and sister, when they were little, they
Yeah.
loved that movie.
Yeah.
And so, whenever I was babysitting them, I knew what to do. Slapped the movie on, and they shut up. I'm a teenager, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, we're gonna put this movie on, guys, and they, yay!
Yeah. Yay, the big brother.
Yeah, you're the hero. And then they just be quiet and watch the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
Causing a ruckus. My brother Casey, he's 10 years younger than me. When he was 4 years old, he locked me out of the house. Completely locked me out on purpose too. Yeah, when I was babysitting him. Yeah. So if he was 4, I was 14. Yeah, and he was a handful. He definitely.
10 years difference between the two of you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So I got to babysit those
A
two.
4-year-old loose in the house.
Yeah, with me locked outside, not knowing what to do. No cell phones back then. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what the heck. I ended up breaking through the window. Yeah. 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 I thought my parents were going to kill me. Like, how do you get locked out by a 4-year-old? Right?
Yeah. A clever 4-year-old. And I tell you, and when a kid like that, when a 4-year-old or a 3, when they discover the power that they have and that they can exercise that over an adult,
you're in
that's
trouble.
it. That's a dangerous thing. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Casey, he was a handful. He was very much a handful. He was fun though. We used to, there was these things back in the day called wrestling buddies, and they were like these stuffed dolls, and they were probably about this big.
I think I remember them. Yeah.
And we had Macho Man Randy Savage, right? And I would control the wrestling buddy, and Casey would fight it. And it popped up in my feed the other day, and I sent the picture to Casey, and I wrote a little message like, how many times did this guy just whoop your butt? And he said, too many to count, because I would just thrash him with the wrestling buddy. Because,
Was it like just a stuffed doll?
Yeah. Yeah. I would put my hands behind the wrestler's hands and and then jump on it. Because, I couldn't beat him up, but,
Right.
I had to toughen him up a little bit. He's my brother. Like, that's part of your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the weird part about being 10 years different is, like, I couldn't beat him up like I beat up my other brother.
Right.
But I sure could use that wrestling buddy. And yeah. Good memories. Good memories. Yeah.
Well, good. You want to get us out of here?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
On this day, July 16th, 1661, the first banknotes in Europe are issued by the Bank of Stockholm. 1769, Father Junipero Serra founds Mission San Diego, the first mission in California. And then we'll jump all the way forward to 1999. John F. Kennedy Jr., his wife Carolyn Bassett Kennedy, and sister-in-law Lauren Bassett are killed in a plane crash off the coast of Martha's Vineyard. The aircraft was piloted by Kennedy. 2018, 12 new moons are discovered orbiting Jupiter, bringing the planet's moon count to 79. Jupiter has
Really?
79 moons, yeah.
Jupiter?
Yep,
Wow.
79 moons. And they figured all that out at the Carnegie Institute for Science. And then the number one movie in America, speaking about horror movies, on this day in 1974.
The Exorcist. Yeah.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about this being number one in the country at this time, it was released in January, and it was number one for like 12, 13 weeks in a row, and then returned to number one in July.
Huh.
Yeah. That's how big that movie was. It was its 26th week of release when it returned. So half of a year.
Wow.
When it returned to #1 in the country. And then the quote of the day comes from Steve Martin, and it's, "Be so good they can't ignore you." One more time. Be so good they can't ignore you. Yeah.
All right.
That's it for Tuesday.
Yeah. So real quick, First Baptist Church is having their 150th anniversary at Max Square this Saturday afternoon from 2 to 6.
What are they doing? Hot food?
Yeah, they're doing music and hanging around, and they're going to have dinner and hot dogs. But let's back up just a little bit. Earlier, Crazy Days is this weekend also. So
Is it?
Yeah, so Saturday morning is going to be the car show. So the Crazy Days activities runs from about 10 until 2. So
Like the car show with
Yep.
What's it called? The Timbers?
Yep, the Timber Cruisers are going to be
We
here.
didn't have them on this year.
I know, we
This
should
is
have.
the first year we haven't.
Yeah. So that's gonna be happening, and so there'll be a ton of stuff, and it looks like the weather is going to be.
And then
smoking
just
hot.
so everybody knows, next week we're gonna play previously recorded shows because it's Shrine Week and we're gonna be super busy.
The studio will be torn down. Yeah.
Yep. So it'll be pre-recorded reruns on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
If you have a show that you'd like to see again, let us know in the comments and we'll replay it for you.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that was on that you'd like to see replayed, just holler at us and we'll make it happen.
Yeah. And George Mendoza is slated to be
On
with us on Thursday.
Yeah.
This Thursday. So all right.
During the summer, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Huh. Well, probably the new building.
I think so too.
I would imagine.
Maybe we can get some pictures.
Oh, I also still have some more bracelets if anybody's interested. They're free. Cade's Courage. You got this. They got a baseball, wrestler, a tiger, and a cross, and they're just to show support for the McKinley family.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thursday.